हेलो दोस्तों, वेलकम टू माय चैनल आर्ट सब विद आयुष। और मैं हूं आयुष, आप सबके साथ एक बार फिर से लेकर एक बिल्कुल ही नया वीडियो ऑन मर्चेंट ऑफ वेनिस एक्ट 1 सीन 3। यस, मर्चेंट ऑफ वेनिस एक्ट 1 सीन 3, जो कि एक्ट 1 का लास्ट सीन होगा। वीडियो चालू करने से पहले अगर आप लोगों ने मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब या फॉलो नहीं किया है तो प्लीज सब्सक्राइब माई चैनल एंड क्लिक द बेल आइकन टू स्टे नोटिफाइड। तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं। So Act 1 Scene 3, as this scene will be the last scene of this act. So चलिए शुरू करते हैं। So the main characters in this scene will be Bassanio, Shylock and Antonio will enter after some time. So in this scene, Shylock is being introduced to the audience. So who is Shylock? पहला क्वेश्चन अराइज होता है। Shylock is the rich money lender and is the most remarkable character Shakespeare has ever created or Shakespeare has ever portrayed. So Shylock was very diversified and very remarkable character in whole English literature. So in this scene, what happens? Bassanio goes to Shylock in search of money for his venture to Belmont, and Shylock says to Bassanio that he will lend 3,000 ducats for 3 months just on the name of Antonio. But he accordingly says to Bassanio that Antonio is a very good guy, but in actual he came to hear from Rialto and from his other sources that Antonio's ships are always out on ventures like Mexico, Indies and all other places. So he tells to Bassanio that I will give you money, means Shylock will give him the money, but that is not the main security, because according to Shylock, those ships, जो ships है, जो merchant ship, those merchant ships are actually not secure, because according to Shylock, those ships are actually like a plank. It's like a wooden plank just floating on sea, and it is always on threat with the rats and the sea thieves and other stones and storms of the sea. So it could not be taken as a security for 3,000 ducats. After that, Bassanio asks Shylock to come and have a dinner with them. But in turn, in reply to Bassanio's invitation, Shylock says that he will never accept the dine with the Christians, because according to Shylock, Christians eat pork and pork is considered to be unholy and devilish within the Jews mythology. क्यों? According to Jew, their Lord, means their God Nazareth, has put the spirit of devil inside pig or inside pork, so they do not consider pork to be eatable. They consider pigs to be devil, so they will never eat or pray with any Christians. So I am telling in the context of Jews will never eat or pray with Christians, but they will do all sort of works, all sort of business, all sort of things along with the Christians, but they will never pray or eat with them. So this is all about it. Again, now Antonio enters the scene, but before Shylock doesn't recognize Antonio, and instead of this he also just ignores Antonio and goes on saying that Antonio is like a Roman tax collector. His face is like a Roman tax collector, and he always profits Christians, and he always insults Jews, especially Shylock. So for the audience, it is like a shock to each and everyone that Antonio insulted Shylock on each and every moment. Antonio used to spit on the beard, on the robes of this Jew moneylender, and even he kicked this moneylender. Why? Because Antonio is a Christian, and according to Christian faith, it is illegal and it is inhuman to charge money for help. So to give some money, to lend some money to others, it is like a help. If we are wanting to help someone, we cannot take money in return for our help. So Antonio says, according to Antonio, whatever that Jew money lender is doing, it is not correct and it is unholy. But in context with that, Antonio insults Psylocke on many occasions. And Psylocke is having a concept of revenge. And Psylocke is always seeing a chance to take the revenge from Antonio. So Psylocke is telling to Bassanio that Bassanio, your friend Antonio insults me all time. And now he is here to ask money, and you are asking money because on taking the name of Antonio. So meanwhile this time Antonio enters, and he also pledges to Psylocke that Psylocke, I need 3,000 ducats for 3 months for my friend Bassanio. But after this, Psylocke says to Antonio that, Antonio, I heard that you don't take interest and you don't give your money in interest. So Antonio replies, yes, I do so. I do not take money. I do not charge any kind of an interest from anyone because it goes against my morality. So Psylocke says, okay, then why you are here? Because then he tells the Laban and Jacob and Laban story. That Jacob and Laban story, I will clarify this whole story after some time. First I'll tell the summary. So according to that, he says that Jacob and Laban story, he tells it. So to justify his tellings, Psylocke tells Antonio and Psylocke the story of Jacob and Laban. So I will clarify this whole story about Jacob and Laban afterwards. First, let's see in the summary. And after that, Antonio says to Bassanio that Bassanio, he is a villainous guy and he is wanting to justify all his evil things with the scriptures of holy texts and all holy stories. So this is all. साइलॉक बोलता, एंटोनियो को लगता है कि साइलॉक अपने बातों को सही प्रमाणित करने के लिए ग्रंथों से और हॉली टेक्स्ट से कोटेशंस लाके दे देगा तो वो उससे बच जाएगा, हालांकि ऐसा कोई भी बात नहीं था. एंड आफ्टर दिस व्हेन एंटोनियो सेज लिसन टू साइलॉक, देन एंटोनियो सेज टू साइलॉक, लिसन साइलॉक, if you are wanting to lend me the money, then lend me the money not like a friend, but you can lend me the money like an enemy, because I am not on your side. I am not like you and I don't want to be like you. So you lend me the money, and if I fails to repay your debts and if I fails to repay your money on that specific time, then you can penalize me. Then I will be under the penalty and you can extract any kind of a things from me if I fail to return your money. So Psylocke says that, calm down my friend, calm down Signor Antonio, I am not telling to you about the interest, so I will not take interest. So Psylocke is not going to take any interest, but he says that, okay, if you are telling me so, like if you are here to take money from me, but I am telling all these kind of stories to you about interest because one day there was that when you insulted me in front of every merchant in Rialto. So now we came to know that Psylocke is been insulted by Antonio in Rialto. अब ये Rialto क्या है? Rialto is a place where all sort of merchants used to gather to carry on their business. सो साइलॉक कहता है एंटोनियो से कि तुमने मुझे एक दिन रियाल्टो में बहुत ही ज्यादा बेइज्जत किया था एंड यू किक्ड मी बिकॉज आई यूज टू टेक मनी, आई यूज टू टेक इंटरेस्ट फॉर माई ओन प्रॉफिट. सो दिस इज माई बिजनेस. I am doing my business of my own money. So why you insulted me? You told me that I am a dog. And now you came to a dog to take 3,000 ducats for 3 months. So how good is it? सो ये ताना देना हुआ. एक्चुअली he is criticizing Antonio and वो ताना दे रहा था एंटोनियो को क्योंकि एंटोनियो ने उसे कई बार बेइज्जत कर रखा था. बट फॉर्चुनेटली एंटोनियो कहता है कि if you want to lend me the money, then lend me like an enemy and you can take any kind of a penalty, you can charge me with any kind of a penalty if I fails to return your money on time. So Psylocke says, okay, then it's okay. Let's go to the lawyer. Let's go to a legal lawyer and make a bond. We will make a bond. I will not charge you any kind of interest. Okay, I agree with that. Psylocke says this. But if you fails to return my money by 3 months, So let's understand. If Psylocke is telling to Antonio now, if you fails to return my money by 3 months, then I will be liable to take out a pound of flesh from your chest. So Psylocke says to Antonio कि अगर वो फेल करता है पैसे को 3 महीने में लौटाने में, अगर वो फेल हो जाता है तो साइलॉक के पास वो पावर होगा कि एंटोनियो के छाती से 1 पाउंड गोश्त या फिर 1 पाउंड फ्लेश वो निकाल ले. So after hearing this, Bassanio says to Antonio, says that Antonio, please Signor Antonio, do not sign this kind of this kind of an evil bond, because it is inhuman. You will fail. If you will fail, then Psylocke will be liable to take your life. Okay. But Antonio was very much confident about his ships and tells to Bassanio that dear Bassanio, how man you are, means what kind of a man you are. Don't get afraid. It is not a time to get afraid, because I will not fail, and I know and I am assured about my business that my merchant ships will return before the time of payment. Means before 3 months, all the merchant ships will return back to my port, and I will gather 3,000 ducats 9 times. So this was a numerous amount. So 3,000 ducats 3 times actually. So he says I will be having 9,000 ducats by the time before the date of payment. मतलब उस जो डेट है उसके 3 महीना का, उसे 3 महीने से पहले ही सारे के सारे मर्चेंट शिप्स एंटोनियो के आ जाएंगे, और एंटोनियो के पास 3,000 नहीं बल्कि बहुत सारे 9,000 के लगभग में उससे भी ऊपर पैसे होंगे साइलॉक को चुकाने के लिए. तो डरने की कोई भी बात नहीं है. और एंड आफ्टर दिस एंटोनियो एंड साइलॉक गोज टू दैट लॉयर एंड मेक्स अ बॉन्ड, एंड एंटोनियो was made. Actually, he was not forced. He just signed by himself. And by the crafty nature of this Psylocke, he created such a bond which is unlawful. Actually, the whole bond is unlawful and it is not considered lawful in any accordance. But then also Antonio signs that pretty law, and which will play a backbone of this whole skit. So this is what happened in this scene. They goes to the lawyer and they executed this unlawful bond. Okay. And one more thing I have to say, that Psylocke says in between that he doesn't have any kind of a ready money right now, or he is not having any kind of a money in his pocket. So he will, because he is not having ready money, because 3,000 ducats was a pretty much huge amount. So he will go to his friend, he will go to his Jewish friend Tubal, and he will take the money, he will ask the help of Tubal, and he will give it to Bassanio or Antonio. Okay. Now और एक बात रहा लबान और जैकब का. तो ये लबान, जैकब और लबान कौन है, तो इसमें थोड़ा सा देखते हैं. जैकब एंड लबान. सो लबान वॉज जैकब्स अंकल. ठीक है. तो ये जो मेन जो कैरेक्टर होगा वो होगा जैकब. सो लबान एंड जैकब के बीच में एक करार होता है, एक ट्रीटी होता है, दैट जब जैकब विल टेक केयर ऑफ लबान्स all this stuffs like Jacob will take care of all the ships and all the cattle of Laban. So this was the treaty. Okay. And according to that bond, according to the bond between these two, he says that Laban says to Jacob that Jacob, you will not be given any kind of a money for your work. So Laban is not going to pay any kind of a payment, or any kind of, he's not going to give any kind of a money in return for Jacob's work. But if any ship, if he will be having, if any ships give birth to a lamb, if any ship give birth to a baby lamb which will be stripes or spotted, then Jacob will be gifted that lamb. Means Jacob will get that lamb for his on the like his payment. So Jacob उसको उस लैम्प को अपने पास रख सकता था एज अ पेमेंट. ठीक है. तो ये बड़ा ही कमाल का था। आफ्टर दैट ये स्टोरी में और क्या होता है ये हम लोग और भी जानेंगे, लेकिन ये काफी लंबा वीडियो हो जाएगा, तो घबराइए नहीं। मैं इसके बाद एक और वीडियो बनाऊंगा जिसमें, इस वीडियो में तो मैंने ड्रामेटिक सिग्निफिकेंस बताया, अगले वीडियो में मैं बताऊंगा अबाउट द समरी, अबाउट द होल समरी ऑफ दिस एक्ट 1 सीन 3। और बने रहिए इस चैनल के साथ, आर्ट्स ऑफ विद आयुष के साथ। ओके, और अभी तक अगर आप लोगों ने मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो प्लीज सब्सक्राइब करें। और भी अलग वीडियोस, और भी बहुत सारे वीडियोस हैं इस चैनल पे जिसे आप देख सकते हैं, तो प्लीज उन सब वीडियोस को देखें। और आईसीएसई से रिलेटेड से किसी भी क्वेश्चंस के लिए प्लीज कमेंट करें, और मेरे वीडियो को लाइक और सब्सक्राइब और शेयर जरूर करें। तो जय हिंद दोस्तों, वंदे मातरम, मिलते हैं फिर।